Greetings, I'm Bairnt and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. We're going to be playing Machina Arcana and we're going into the Endgame. This could probably be the last video for this series because we're either going to win or lose right here. It's the Endgame for Horror in the Ice. Now before we go into this Endgame scenario, which is behind this tile, I haven't even seen this tile yet. I don't even know what's under this thing. It's going to be a new thing for both of us. It's going to be awesome. Now before we do that though, there's a few things I want to talk about. Number one is this item right here, the Horrid Reaper. Yes, big fan of this item, and I'm actually more of a fan after I realized what I did wrong. This attack right here that costs 3 stamina attacks 3 with adjacent units. I could have attacked anybody around me, but that also means it could affect our own explorers that are next to us as well. So when I was making attacks with this, I wasn't actually paying attention to this adjacent units thing. So I just want you to understand that you can actually hit multiple people with this weapon. It's going to be so good. Of course, it could also be really bad if it goes and hits Jesse. The next thing I want to talk about is I did misread this one as well. It says reduce explorer's range by 1. Now this didn't play any effect because I actually didn't make any ranged attacks at the time. But it wasn't by 1, it was to 1. I just want to make sure everybody understands that. I want to thank Peter for going ahead and figuring that out for us so that I'm able to make sure that I can tell you all the things that are right and wrong in these videos so that as you're playing you can learn and enjoy the game at the same time. The other thing I also want to mention is when I was talking about these two weapons together, I was saying I was augmenting them together. That's not right. I was upgrading them. This is an upgrading. The other symbol is going to be an augment symbol. For example, anything that would connect to this would be considered augmenting it. Now, if you're excited to see if our explorers can take down the Horror in the Ice Endgame, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop. So here is our end game card. There's no picture for it. We already saw it. It's up here. We're going to go ahead and flip the card and see what it says. All right. It says end game. Oh, there's a setup for it. All right. Let's go ahead and read the setup. So we're going to start by setting aside 15 explored tokens. There's a ritual space is a unit that can only be attacked. Ritual space has 5 armor, 6 will, and health equal to the explorer count. So in our case, it's going to have 2 health. The pile of body space is a rubble space. So there's really nothing I'm going to be able to do about that. It's going to block almost all types of attacks and line of sight. Our victory condition is to destroy all the ritual sites. And of course, we're going to be defeated if there are no explored tokens set aside. Now, our monster spawn rating is 6, so I'm going to go ahead and move that up to 6. And this is what our ritual spawn space looks like. Now on the other side of the card it says on horror phase, remove explored tokens that were set aside equal to half the number of ritual spaces rounding up. Okay, so I want to make sure I don't run out of these, and also our horror rating is going to be set to 4, so we're going to go ahead and put it there. Now that we've read through the card, let's go ahead and reveal our tile. Horror in the Ice Endgame. And here it is. Let's just bring it up to the camera. There's the pile of bodies. Wow. And these are the ritual spaces. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Or there's 5 we have to take out. Now there are some treasure chests, some energy things we can gain from, or health we can gain from. We also have a workbench here if we think we need more items. There's some traps, there's 3 spawn spaces on this map, and this must be where we start, right up there. We're going to start there or adjacent to it. That's going to be awesome. There are some, of course, walls and some doors. Okay, this tile looks awesome. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put some health markers on these so we know how many they have. So we're going to put 2 on each of these so we know as we hit them that we can take these off. And when there are none there, then we know we have defeated that ritual space. There's one more right down here. Now I also, after flipping the tile, it may have seemed like moments to you, but I actually did a little bit of research on this to make sure we're going to be playing this right. This pile of bodies kind of spreads out across this whole thing. The actual place itself, this is the only space that has rubble. So you can actually walk around this thing. I was kind of wondering how we were going to get to this guy without ranged weapons, but according to Machina Arcana themselves, the middle space is the only one that's technically a rubble space in this whole little area here. Now we're going to start up in this area, and we have to figure out a good place to start. I think we're going to start Artemis right here and Jesse right here. Artemis, now remember, he's got that scythe, so we're going to try to get him in here and attack as fast as we can. And I believe we're going to have Jesse kind of, hopefully, maybe he might be the monster controller guy. He's going to try to take out as many of the monsters that spawn on the board. Now we've got our people there, and everything is all set up. We're going to be able to start with our explorer phase, which is really good. So now that we got everybody on the board and everything, I'm also going to put down 15 one of these explored tokens. Now they're in stacks of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to put them in stacks of 5. That for when we're removing them, it just a big mess doesn't topple all over the place. So with Artemis here, he's got full health. He's got 3 essence, which is going to be really important. And he also starts with 6 stamina because I can use this force alternator, of course, to give myself armor and will and decrease armor and will by something else. But I think more importantly, check this out. With my essence here, I can get rid of it. And it says when you make an attack this round, use your will and armor for blocking. And this is the moment we've all been waiting for. I've got 2 armor here. And then if I attack with that scythe, I'm rolling 3 black dice against those guys that only are going to have 2 armor instead of their normal armor. Now our other character here is Jesse. He's also at full health. He's got 3 essence as well. Now some of the things he's got going for him, of course, he's got that Dominator. And he can actually maybe start controlling some monsters that are going to be able to come out and attack. We can use them to attack for us. Now, on top of it, we also have this, which I think is going to be really helpful. I can skip my spawn roll. And you know how good I am at spawn rolls. I spawn everything. So it might be good to maybe spend 3 essence every once in a while to not actually have a monster come out at all. And the other thing I have to remember, which I don't think I've ever remembered, is when you are hit, the attacker loses a stamina. All these things are important to remember because we're going into the end game and this is going to be a tough battle. Now the first explorer we're going to activate is Artemis, and he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right there. But before he does that, he's actually going to take advantage of this recharge station. We're going to put an explored token on it. Now what this recharge station can do is we can either gain health or energy. I'm really hoping for energy. Or of course nothing. There could be nothing. If we can get enough energy to be able to get in position and attack this turn, that would help out so much. So Artemis is going to roll up his recharge die. And he only got a health. Well, he's already at full health, so he doesn't gain anything. So we're just going to continue moving Artemis into position. He's used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to move right up to there. And that's going to be all of his stamina. He's going to go to 0. So next we're going to go ahead and move Jesse. Jesse has 6 stamina. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to stop right here. I have a plan. I'll tell you what it is. So you're not wondering what I'm doing. Something is probably going to spawn here because I rolled absolutely terrible when it comes to spawning monsters. And if something does spawn here, I would prefer it to attack him than Artemis because he has more defense and more will, unless of course the Incredimonster comes out, and then of course this thing would probably be better for me defending than actually all the armor and stuff that he has. Also, when he goes to attack, I don't want to be standing near him because he has that scythe again, and I don't want to actually get hit by that. So that's why I'm going to stop him here. Also, if I can get enough essence, I might try to close this, because then the only other 2 spawn ports are the very ends of the map, and therefore I'd have some more time to actually be able to deal with monsters as they come out. So we're going to go ahead and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 essence off. And the 1 essence we have remaining, we're going to use our scryer to look at the top 2 cards of any item deck and reorder them. So we're going to go ahead and go to 0. So the deck I want to look at to see what cards I want is this one, because we found an item in here before that was able to help us against ethereal monsters, and we might find more as we play through this. And if we get one, there's not much I can do about it. So let's see what we got here. Restore 2 health to explorers. Reduce monsters' max stamina by 2 this round. I could just remove that, and that's what it does. That's not too bad. What's this do? Control monsters this round. Wow. Pay 6. I already got something that does it for 3. So I don't think I'm going to take... I think I'm going to leave this on top, because just being able to restore 2 health to explorers, that wouldn't be too bad. So we're going to go ahead and put those on top. So if I ever need health, we go to a chest. Now we're going to go ahead and go into our spawn phase. I have a 6 and a 4 here, so let's go ahead and roll. So Artemis is going to roll first. He needs a 5 or less. And he got a 2. That's fantastic. So he did not spawn a monster. Let's see if Jesse spawns a monster. So we're going to move our token down to 5. And let's see what we get. We got a 5, so we do spawn a monster. So we're going to see what he spawned. Hopefully it's not ethereal or we're in real big trouble. It is a Gug. A Gug. All right, he's got 4 armor, 3 will, 2 health, and 5 stamina. Oh, for 2 essence, he's going to destroy a target action space at a melee range. And then he's going to target somebody at 3, where 3 essence, or sorry, stamina, for 2 black and 2 white. All right, we're going to put him here. We're going to give him some health tokens, and then we're going to go ahead and get his standee and put it on the board. And since everybody's right around here, you got it. He's going to spawn right here. That might be a good reason to try to get rid of that spawn space, because then I don't have to worry about any more creatures coming through. And now we have to roll for our horror event. It's at a 4 right now, and we got a 9, so we're going to see a horror event. So our spawn and horror tokens are going to stay right where they are, but we are going to move up our threat track by 1. We're on 1 more, and we get to put in those level 3 monsters. So let's go ahead and read our horror event. Gloom. We tread these passageways endlessly, never seeming to arrive at our destination. Whatever we achieve, we must always pay a price. Everything feels so hopeless, so impossible. The halls dispirit and disturb us, and our very essence is drained, leaving behind only silence and indifference. Something tells me I lose an essence. Yep, each explorer loses 1 essence. Well, didn't see that one coming. All right, we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'll tell you right now, that's pretty bad because I had really good plans for our essence. So this essence loss is absolutely pretty detrimental. So much for being able to take out that spawn space. We'd have to use all our essence to get rid of it. So after reading that horrible horror event, it also says on horror phase, I have to remove explored tokens that were set aside equal to half the number of remaining ritual spaces. We have 5 right now, so half of that would be 2.5. We have to round up to 3. So we're going to remove 3 of these. Now, I didn't want them to topple over the place, and look at that. I'm going to make them topple anyway. All right, so we got 3. I'm removing 3. We still have this many left, which would be 10, what, 12? 12 left. And now it's time for our monsters to activate, and we've got Gug. Gug is going to go and destroy a target action space. He's going to spend 2 of his stamina, leaving him with 3, which then he's going to attack for 2 black and 2 white dice. So the first thing we have to do is we have to destroy our treasure chest. So much for picking up that treasure really easily. Oh my goodness, there's no other treasure chest except for these 2. If we ever have to pick up that health thing, I have to make a big beeline to it. That treasure chest was actually pretty bad to lose too. All right, now Gug is going to attack him because he's closer. Now, of course, if they would have been equidistant, then he would have attacked the person with the least amount of health, which would have been Artemis, which is the reason I put him there. All right, it's time for Gug to activate. Let's see what he can do. He gets to roll 2 black and 2 white dice, and he, of course, is targeting Jesse. So let's see what he does to Jesse. He got a 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think any armor in the world is going to save him. He probably just got hit. If we add up Jesse's armor, he's got 3, 4, 5, 6. So almost all the armor in the world saved him, but not quite. He's going to go ahead and take 1 health. Now, of course, I could take an essence instead of health if I want to, but we got plenty of health right now. And since that's going to be the end of his enemy phase, we're going to go ahead and put our stamina back to full. And we're going to do the same thing for Artemis. All right, so now it's going to be our explorer's turn. I will say I was kind of hoping that he'd want to get into melee range of this guy, but sadly, melee range would have still been here, but they always want to try to get next to you, and orthogonally if they can. And I could have got all those guys with the scythe, but that's not going to happen. What we're going to do now is he is going to attack. He's going to attack both of these with that scythe, because like it says here, attack with 3 black dice adjacent units. And yes, it is confirmed. These are considered units. So these, ritual spaces are units. We're going to attack them with that scythe. But before we do that, this is why I really wanted to keep all the essence. I'm planning to use this, so when you attack this round, use your will and armor for blocking. So instead of them having 5 armor, they're only going to have 2 when I attack them this turn. So Jesse, I'll just say right now, is going to go to 0 stamina. He's going to attack both of them. And he's going to lose 1 of his essence, but we are going to use our Horrid Reaper twice. So using our glazing mirror, we're going to go ahead and roll our dice, and their armor is the exact same armor that Artemis has. And Artemis's armor right now is 2, which is perfect. I should be able to get these guys. Let's hope. Oh, I got a 4. See, now if I would have been fighting against them with their normal armor, that would have been a miss. And since it does say when you attack this round, so it's the whole round, I'm going to go ahead and roll again and see how we do. We got another 2, 4, 5. So even if this only worked once an attack, we still would have got him. But this attack, when you attack this round, use your will and armor for blocking. So we've done 2. We already took out 2 of those guys. So my new favorite weapon has managed to take out 2 of our ritual spaces. Now, since they're also dead, they're no longer on the board at all. You can move through these now. They're not considered units anymore. They're not even considered on the board. So in the next thing we're going to do, Jesse is going to actually do something really awesome. Now he has 2 options. 1, beat up anything that comes through here until he gets enough essence to actually remove this spawn space. Or 2, my other option is to take control of whatever comes out of this thing and start moving them over and attacking for me. That would be a really fun thing. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use our Dominator, and I'm going to spend 2 stamina, 1 essence at a range of 3. Control target monster this round, max 1. I can only control 1 at a time, but that's just fine. There's only 1 on the board. So we are going to take control of this character, and that's going to cost us 2 stamina. And the other 3 stamina, I've got awesome plans for that as well. So of course, using this is going to cost us 1 essence, and it's going to cost us 2 stamina. I'm also going to do 1, 2, 3 more stamina. I am going to go ahead and use this. Now, I don't have to get rid of it because it doesn't have a get rid of symbol. Skip your spawn roll this round. That is going to be key too. I don't want any more monsters on the board. Just that 1 is fine. If I can control him at least 1 more time, and that might be enough. We'll find out. That's all that he's going to do. He's got 1 stamina left. Actually, I think he's going to move 1 square. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that stamina. Jesse is going to move right there. That's going to be his plan. Now, of course, that means I'm kind of put Artemis in harm's way here, because if something else spawns here, there's not much I'm going to be able to do except probably just get hit by it, because it's not going to be close enough to hit Jesse, but that's going to be okay. I'm thinking since his treasure chest is gone, the only way we're ever going to be able to get good items is from this. Plus, I'm also next to a recharge station. If Jesse ever really needs stamina or health, there's a chance he might be able to get it from that recharge station. Now, I do want to tell you, when you are controlling a monster, you're going to be able to control any of its actions on its turn. So I have to wait until the monster's turn in order to actually use this thing. But I get to use it as a scheming monster, so I can control its movements and any of its abilities that it has. I could also even just walk it into a pit if I really wanted to. So when it's the monster's turn, I'll be able to use that Gug. So now we do have to move into our spawn phase and also our horror phase. So now only Artemis has to roll during this spawn phase, not Jesse. Jesse had decided not to have it happen, and he got a 1. So we don't have anything spawning this turn, but we do have to roll for a horror event. So I have to roll this die as well to see if we have a horror event. And I got an 8, so we are going to have another horror event. So we are going to drop our spawn rating by 1, but we're going to keep our horror rating where it is because, well, I got the horror event. Now there are 3 of those ritual spaces left on the board, so 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Rounded up is 2, so I'm going to remove 2 tokens. And since we did roll a horror event, we have to bump up our threat, and we have to go ahead and put it here, and we have to add level 3 monsters. Oh no, this can get really bad really fast. So we're going to go ahead and take our destroyed monsters, which should all be level 2 monsters because we got rid of all the level 1 monsters. Now, I don't know what that monster is, and there only is 1. It could be a level 1, and if it is, it gets shuffled in with, of course, all our level 3 monsters right here. So we're going to put all those together and shuffle these up. I'm going to do this off camera because you don't need to see me shuffling. So I've gone ahead and shuffled these all up. I'm going to cut them a couple more times. There we go. We have our monster deck made, and Gog or Goog or Groog. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. It's only 3 letters. Gug. There we go. Gug. So let's go ahead and see what horror event we have. Vanishing. It says, sightless things in darkness dwell, scared and black as pits of hell. What ill power, by what route, hides their forms from things without? It mutely moves, it makes no sound, as if it's gone, no longer around. But eye sees not what blackness blights, from sheds shape, and shape gains fright. All right, what happens? Monsters are ethereal this round. Okay, that's actually okay because we're controlling the monster. So thank goodness we're controlling him because I wouldn't even be able to hit him this round. So since Jesse was able to control that monster, we're going to go ahead and take a look at him. He's got 5 stamina and he can... Now I get to do what I want with him. He is no longer mindless because I have actually control of him. So I'm going to move him 1, 2, like right here I think would be just fine. And he's going to go ahead and use 3 more stamina to attack with 2 black and 2 white against this ritual space that is 3 away. 1, 2, 3. And this is no longer a unit, so it doesn't block line of sight. 2, 3. And we're going to go ahead and hit that guy. Now Gug's going to go ahead and attack. Let's see if he does it. He might be able to hit this guy. That'd be pretty good. He got a 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what the last one is. It was kind of cocked a little bit. 5. He got a 5 when attacking one of the ritual spaces. And that ritual space has a 5 defense. So we've done another damage to these ritual spaces. All right, way to go, Gug. You took 1 health off a ritual space. We're going to put his card down here, and we're going to continue on to, I believe it's our turn now because the monsters just went, even though they went for us. So both explorers are going to be able to gain back their 6 stamina, and we're going to move into their turn. I believe we're going to again start with Artemis. And the first thing Artemis is going to do is he's going to move 1, 2, 3. Now remember, only the middle square is considered rubble. The rest you can all walk around. So he was right here. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go right there. And he's going to use his Horrid Scythe with his other 3 stamina. Now he's not going to use his mirror this time. He's just going to go attack normally. So of course our Horrid Scythe allows us to roll 3 black dice. Now I'm not too confident in this roll, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, we got really low. We got a super roll. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've done another damage to those ritual spaces. So Artemis here has done 1 damage to each one of these ritual spaces. And now we're going to move into Jesse's turn. He's probably going to do very similar to what he did last time. He's going to do 2 and 1 essence to take control of this guy again. And then I'm going to use 3 again to not have a spawn happen on his turn. And I think he's going to use this recharge station now. Maybe he can get some more stamina because I might even be able to get him down here to actually attack. So we're going to go ahead and roll his recharge die and see what he gets. He got 2 more stamina. That'll help a little bit. So here we go. Jesse has used his Dominator for 2 stamina, 1, 2, and 1 essence. So he has no more essence. He can't do this anymore. Then he's going to go ahead and use his skip your spawn roll this round. So he's going to use 1, 2, 3. So he's done that. Now he went ahead and used a recharge station for 1. But then he gained back 2 stamina from that recharge station and bringing him back up to 2. Now with those 2, he can't actually use our workbench up here. So instead he is going to move 1, 2 down here because then he can maybe take a shot at that if we need to next round. So again, we're going to move into our spawn phase, which is at a 5. And we're then also going to do a horror phase. So at this time, only Artemis is rolling because again, Jesse skipped his spawn phase. Oh, we got a 10. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and spawn a monster. So we've got Gug here. We're controlling Gug because Gug is awesome. Let's see what Jesse has found. A spawn of, what's this, Urn? All right, so wow, this is one of our level 3 monsters. He's got 5 defense, 4 will, 2 health, and 5 stamina. Let's see what he does. For 2 stamina and 2 range, he can attack with all those dice in an arcane fashion. He also destroys target closed doors if he needs to. When this monster dies, re-invoke the horror events. That's going to mean it's going to invoke the horror event that's probably on top of the discard pile. All right, we're going to put him down there, and he's going to gain 2 health tokens. Then we have to find his spawn and put it on the board. So we're going to have to spawn him on the board. And I just want to show you something. Even though they don't have miniatures, they do have these neat things. And as the monsters come out at different levels, they actually are bigger cardboard than they were from level 1s. Here's level 1s, here's level 3s, and of course our level 2s are kind of right in between. So that's kind of cool. The monsters kind of keep on getting bigger as they come out. And of course it's coming out right there and it's going to probably blast us a few times. Now that we're done spawning our monster, we have to roll to see if we have a horror event. And we got a 5, so we do have a horror event. So we're going to move our marker back to 6 after spawning our monster. We're going to have to remove some of these tokens. There are 3 left, so again, we're going to be removing 2 more tokens, meaning we only have 5, 6, 7, 8 left. Like I said before, I tried not to knock them down, but I still knock them all over the place. We're going to move our threat token up 1. And we're going to go ahead and draw our horror event. Caustic fog. So many steps and so many failed attempts. We are exhausted and our feet drag behind us, willing us to lie down and rest a little. But we must go on. We must. But why? Every movement feels absurd, serving only to waste time. Why are we struggling? Is there any point to this charade? Reduce explorer's max stamina by 1. Oh no, that's not good because I need all the stamina I can get to try to knock out these rituals. And now our monsters are going to go, and I believe they are going to go in the order and what they are down there in the queue, which means Gug is going to go first, and I own Gug. So one thing I could do is I could actually attack that guy if I want, but that guy actually is sitting with 5 defense. So I don't know if that's going to be the plan. It's the same amount as these ritual spaces. And if I remember right, our plan is to get rid of these ritual spaces, not kill all the enemies. So let's go ahead and have him attack this ritual space right here, which is 3 away. And he's got a range of 3. All right, Gug, you get to roll 2 black and 2 white. Don't fail me now. Let's get him. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Gug, you failed me. I guess he's totally not on our side. Next, it's going to be our spawn of Orn. He's got 5 stamina. Now, he's going to want to do this, which is 2 stamina and 2 range to hit me for 4 dice. And I'm 1, 2 away, so I'm going to get attacked twice. So Orn here is going to roll those dice. Let's see how he does. Hopefully not too good. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got a 5. And Jesse's defense is 3, 4, 5, 6. So he did not hit. But he does get to attack again. So let's see how he does this time. He got like 1.5 billion here. He got 5, 7. I guess he was really upset that he missed. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. I can't even add. So Jesse's going to lose 1 health because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from that first roll. It missed. Now, of course, this states that, of course, he's going to lose 1 stamina. Well, he only has 1 left. So he's going to lose his 1 that he has left. But honestly, it doesn't really matter because there wasn't anything else he could do. So now it's going to go into our explorer's turn, but we only get 5 stamina this time instead of 6. So this could maybe change things a little bit. We still have to do it. I'm going to use this again to use my essence to give those units that I attack this round my defense or will. I'm going to use 3, 1, 2, 3 to attack with my Horrid Reaper again. We're going to attack with this thing. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm going to love it. And of course, that Horrid Reaper is going to target every unit adjacent to me. So we're going to use that Horrid Reaper, and of course we're using our Gazing Mirror. This is awesome. Probably one of my favorite items in the game I've ever seen. Of course, these are the only items I've ever seen, and this one's one of my favorites. We're going to attack 3 black dice to adjacent units. Let's see how we do. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough to hit both of those guys. So we did hit 2 more ritual spaces, taking them out. And when you do target more than 1 monster, or a monster targets more than 1 explorer, you do only roll once, and you use that die roll against all their defenses. Now Artemis still has 2 stamina left, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Force Alternator. It's going to increase the armor and will by 1 this round, and I'm going to use it on myself, Artemis. But I'm also going to decrease the armor and will by 1 this round to something that is 3 away, which is going to be him. 1, 2 squares away, I'm decreasing his armor and will from a 5 and a 6 to a 4 and a 5. So that means Jesse is out of stamina. Also, I want to mention, I haven't been gaining stamina by taking out those ritual spaces because those are not considered monsters, though they are units. So Jesse has 1 shot. This is his shot. He's going to use his Dominator. He's going to arcane attack this thing for 3 black dice because he's out of essence, so he can't control anybody anymore. He's going to go down to 2 stamina. And I have to do this. If I don't hit, I wish I would have 6, but sadly the horror event failed me miserably, and I only have 1 shot at this. So now I have lowered his will and his armor from 5 and 6 to 4 and 5. Now this is an arcane attack though, so it's going to mean I'm going to need a pretty big number with 3 dice. Let's see how we do. We only got a 4. We missed. And with that miss, we might actually be sacrificing poor Jesse here. So I'm going to move him right here. The reason I'm going to do that is because he is going to attack somebody 2 squares away. If I keep moving him away, he's going to start attacking Artemis. I'm going to have him move here, and I think Jesse's going to take the brunt of these attacks because he still has more armor and more will than Artemis would, even using that mirror against this thing. Of course, Gug here, who's finally got a turn to attack us, is going to just probably wreck him with a couple attacks. So Jesse's going to go down to 1 stamina. And now we have to go into our spawn and horror phase and see what happens. Now this time Jesse wasn't able to use the thing to prevent him from spawning a monster, so we're going to roll him first. And he got a 7. He is going to spawn a monster. And let's see what that monster is. It's one of those formless spawns. It attacks at 2 and 3 at a range of 2, has 4 stamina, and oh wow, this is just going to be bad. This monster can move through and target through walls and closed doors, and when this monster attacks blockers, use lower values between its armor and will for blocking. Oh, it's going to be absolutely horrible. All right, but he only has 1 health, but I don't think that's going to help too much. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn our formless spawn right here. I can put it anywhere adjacent to the space it's supposed to go on, but since there's already something there, I have to put it adjacent. I can choose, so I'm going to put it right there. But we're not done. It's time for Artemis. And Artemis got a 7. He also spawned a monster. So we're going to go ahead and see what he finds. Jesse, I don't think you're going to be long for this world. Oh no, this one hits everything. All right, we've seen this guy before. Urhag. He has 1 stamina. He attacks all explorers. Otherwise, they move toward the spawn space. Oh, that's right. This guy's terrible to have right now. And he gets 1 health, and I'm going to put him on the board. And I'm going to go ahead and spawn him, I guess, right there. Wow, look at this, a whole ton of monsters. See how fast you can get overrun in this game if you don't concentrate on the monsters. And now with the monsters done, we also have to roll for a horror event. And we got a 4, so why not complete the trifecta? We also have a horror event. Now there's only 1 left, so half of 1 is 1. We're going to remove 1 of these and see what horror event we have. Hopefully it's not too bad. We have Mending Rights. Cross the skies, he streamed as a river. Time, O Lord, and plants shiver. Digging deeper, quaking thunder. Ancient sleeper torn sunder. Bones shattered, gripped with torment. His flesh faltered, his will bent. But I am here to soothe and nourish. Give your minds that he might flourish. So we sing, all ailments are mending. Fathomless bliss we are now sending. Monsters don't lose health this round. Well, okay, I guess I won't fight them. That's terrible. Actually, to tell you the truth, this is probably a very good time to get this. If there had been any other chapter to get that, that would have probably been really bad. But from where we sit, we're kind of lost to the monsters right now. The monsters aren't our problem. We have to do 1 more damage to this ritual space. And the first person that's going to go is our buddy Gug here in the monster order. He's got 5 stamina, and he only is going to pay 3 to attack us. And the person he's going to attack is Jesse. This is still rubble. Rubble's right there, so you can't shoot through the rubble at all. So 1, 2 squares away, he's going to go ahead and attack Jesse. So our buddy Gug is going to go ahead and roll his 4 dice, 2 black and 2 white. Let's see how he does. Oh, he got a gajillion here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. He got a total of 7. So that is going to do 1 damage to Jesse. And that's going to bring Jesse's life down to 2. Now, I don't have any essence anymore, so I can't stop any of this damage. All right, next stop on the Jesse pain train is Spawn of Orin. He's got 5 stamina, and he is going to attack me with 2 stamina, and it's going to have a 2 range, and he's going to use 2 black and 2 white, and it's an arcane attack. 1, 2. He can't reach him. He has to move up 1 square in order to be able to reach him. So now he's on 4 stamina left. So let's see if he can hit me with this. All right, the Spawn of Orin. He has 4 stamina left. He gets to use 2 black and 2 white dice, and he needs 2 stamina to perform this attack. And he got a 1, 2, 3. Now, this is an arcane attack, and right now, Jesse's arcane defense is actually 5. So he missed, but he gets to attack again because he has 2 remaining stamina. So he again is going to roll up his dice and see how he does. He got a billion this time. 5, 6, 7. I know I keep telling these big numbers. 5, 6, 7. He got a 7, which is enough to hit him. So Jesse's going down to 1. He only has 1 health left. And now we have our formless spawn. Wow, all these monsters. This is absolutely amazing. We've got 4 stamina. And he is going to attack. And he needs to be at 2 range. So he's going to come 1, 2, 3 to here in order to attack him at a 2 range. Maybe he can go 1, 2, and he can attack Jesse. That's actually a better plan for him because he can't move through people, so he's going to have to move around them. So I think he's going to come this way and attack Jesse. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I believe that's what he's going to do. Now he is able to move. A monster can move and target through walls and closed doors, and when this monster attack blocker uses lowest values between its armor and will. Well, now the problem is he could move through these walls, but it's still 1, 2, 3 to be able to get within 2 range. 1, 2, 3 in order to get within 2 range. So I believe he is going to go 1, 2 because it would cost less stamina to go and be able to attack Artemis. So this formless spawn gets an absolutely absurd amount of dice. And I have to use the lowest of these 2 numbers because I have that mirror. So he's got a 5 stamina and a 5 armor and a 4 will. I have to use the will. So let's see how we do. Now, of course, I do get the bonus from my force alternator. He was able to get that. But I got 5, 6, 7. That is going to be way more than enough to hit even with the force alternator. So this time, Artemis is taking 1 damage. So our last monster is going to be Urhog. Now, he only has 1 stamina, so we're going to roll the die. I need a 6 or better, and he'll attack our explorer. Otherwise, we're going to be moving 3 spaces toward the spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my die. I'm just going to roll right here on the board. And we got a 1. So that's going to be absolutely terrible. He did not attack us. So otherwise, explorers move 3 spaces toward the spawn space. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3 towards this spawn space. And he's going to 1, 2. He's not going to be able to get there. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 towards that spawn space. Because there's 1 down here. And that's going to be the end of our monster's turn. It's now our explorer's turn that are nowhere near where I need them to be. So the good news is I get all 6 stamina this time. And we're going to go ahead and see what I can do. So now I've got a few options here. 1, I could run him back down 1, 2, and I could use that force alternator a couple times to lower this thing by 2 and have him come in. Or I can get both these guys down here and both of them take 2 whacks at this thing. I think we're going to do that. 1, 2, he's going to move 2 spaces, and then 1, 2, 3, attack with his Dominator. So we're going to go ahead and see if Jesse can do it. Now these things all have 6 will. So I need to roll 3 dice, and I need a 6 or better on 3 dice. Is this really my best plan? Or could I have done something different with this guy? No, there's nothing else I could do. This is my best plan. If you have a better plan than this, I'd love to hear it. What else do we got here? Yep, that's it. Here we go. We're going to roll these up and see if we get a 6. We got a 6. We got a 6. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes! Booyah! That's how you stop a ritual. So Jesse has gone ahead and destroyed this last ritual space with only 1 health remaining. Oh, that was awesome. Now, if we look here, it says victory, destroy all ritual spaces. So let's go read the victory condition. So here is our victory condition, or our victory, I should say. It says silence. The death gurgle of the final cultist resounded in our ears hauntingly, and brought forth another quake, which shook the ground with renewed vigor, and then silence. We dared hardly breathe as we stood there, as mute as the mountain itself. At last we turned our backs on the room, now devoid of life, and yearned for the clean air and dazzling snow outside. We wished for purification, but the horrors, still so vivid, gave us no respite. Like some dreadful afterimage, they had become a permanent part of our vision, unable to be blinked away. We did not speak to one another. There were no feelings of greatness, discovery, or even relief. We wandered through the corridors empty-eyed and trance-like. We were expressionless figures moving step by slowly step, trying to arrive at an undefined destination. The end. So there you have it, Machina Arcana. We've made it all the way to the end game, and we were able to take down our ritual spaces, and mainly, largely in part by this weapon right here. This thing is ridiculous. This is such a good weapon, and it combos so well with some of the other stuff I had. This mirror, oh, this combo right here was pretty much the game winner right there. That was awesome. I can't think of two better things in the deck than these, but of course, those decks are monstrumental, which is why you're able to get so much replay value out of this. I could play this same scenario and find totally different things, and probably would have to come at this end game, if I even made it, in a totally different way. Not to mention, there's still 4 more scenarios inside this box that you can play. So there's a lot of content that you can be able to play throughout this game. Not to mention, we never saw all of the monsters. We only got to monster level 3. This, of course, is also considered probably one of the easier scenarios. So the scenarios are also going to get more difficult as you go farther. And the tiles, we only saw, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the tiles, and of course our endgame tile. There's a lot more tiles in this game too. So even if you're playing the same scenario again, you might have different tiles and different things you might have to do on them. There was that one tile that had recharge stations everywhere. There's other tiles that had a lot of chests, but there's so many different things that could happen in this game. You're never going to be able to see the same thing happen over and over again. It's always going to be new and fresh. Wow, look at all those monsters on that board. It's absolutely amazing. Machina Arcana is a game that has been hit out of the ballpark. It is fantastic. I am really a big fan of this game. I'm going to go ahead and keep on playing myself. After this video is done, I've been having so much fun with it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol. Also, please feel free to share this video with anybody you know that is interested in Machina Arcana or even the Cthulhu mythos in general. This game is fantastic for that alone. And I want to thank everybody who's put things in the comment section that has shown me different things in this game that I might not have actually known. And it's really helped me learn this game a lot better. So I hope that in their sharing of their information, you're able to see it in action and learn how to play this game and have as much fun as I have had. Now with that in mind, please leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Have you had a lot of fun playing Machina Arcana? Do you wish you had Machina Arcana? Or are you hoping to get it somehow? And what do you think of this combo right here? I think this is absolutely awesome. Well, that is it from Horror in the Ice. Machina Arcana is fantastic. I want to thank them for creating a fantastic game. And if you're excited to see what comes next, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.